In this video, we're going to explore importing video and matters of audio-visual sync. First, we'll focus on importing a video that contains the audio we want to use. Then we'll have a look at importing separate video and audio. Then multi-camera video and audio. And finally, how we can choose the default angle for the audio and the video that we want to use. So we'll begin by importing a first starting video that has the video and the audio contained in one file. So I'm just going to go for a new project, give it a name, just call it single video. And we've got a few options in terms of importing. So I'll just go for the drag and drop option to begin with, find myself a video that I want to bring into the project. And I can either drop it into the timeline or the media pool itself. The same results will happen, except it's going to be quicker to get into the project. Now, I'd mentioned previously that the project needs to be set to the same resolution and frame rate as the videos that you're working at. Now, I haven't done that in this case. I've just gone for the default, so it's no doubt 25 frames per second, I think, by default. So it's saying, do I want to change the frame rate? Now, if you also remember that I did show that both my phone-based videos are the same resolution and frame rate. I made sure when I was shooting them, they were set to be the same for multi-camera work. So I'm just going to hit change, and then you'll notice that in my project settings, frame rate's 30 and the resolution is correct with the HD resolution. So in terms of working with a single video file, that's as far as it goes in terms of dragging it into the project itself. The next step is to look at importing separate video and audio. So we're going to take a different route this time. I'll do it from the menu actually. We can do import and then media, or command and I, or control and I if you're in Windows, and just locate the same content. So I'm going to go into the project folders I have for this video work. Let's go into this folder here, same situation, and let's go for a different video this time. So rule of thirds. Now I am wanting to import the audio as well, so I'm just open up the correct audio folder. So rule of thirds is highlighted there. Press command or control. So I've highlighted both files before importing them, and click open. And then I've got my two rule of thirds videos, video and audio here. Next, I want to combine these two. So even though this is a single camera shot, my audio is still separate. And there is a kind of a manual way that you can decide to do this. You can grab the audio and run it underneath the audio here and zoom in. If we use Alt and scroll, I could identify the nature of the waveform here. I could see lots of transients where I've clapped versus the transients there. And I can move that. So if I press N, I'll take my snap key off and I can move that, zoom in even more and align it. But there's tools that can do this for us, especially as long as your audio has very clear transient information in it. It doesn't even necessarily need to be a clap. It could be any loud noise that happened within the take. So I'm going to take a different route. I'm going to use the multicam mode. So I'll highlight those two videos and then choose create new multicam clip. Now I could choose the name of this. It's already defaulted to having the name of in this case, the audio file. So I don't need the IF bit, but it would be handy to know that it is that video. And then that's the multicam aspect of it. The thing we do need to manually set here is choosing what the reference point is to synchronize these two files. So the one we're going to go for is sound, because we want it to use the sound that's contained within the video and the sound that's contained within the audio file. And then between those two, figure out where they run best in parallel to be in sync with each other. So we'll choose sound there. And it can also tidy up the the location within the media pool of the source files and put them into a bin, which is basically the videography term for a folder. And if I click create, you'll notice up here, those two files are now in this original clips bin. And my multicam file is now here. So if I drag this down to here now, you can just press play to check, but it should be a synchronized multicam, well, not a multicam clip, but a synchronized audio and video clip using the multicam function. of my phones. I've set them up to have the grid overlay shown in camera mode. Now I'm going to take a look at importing more than one camera angle. So it's going to be 3 files, a Cam A video, a Cam B video, and then an audio recording as well. I'm going to just highlight these files and remove them. So remove selected clips. I'm not going to remove the timeline because I'm still in the timeline right now, I'm still using it. So let's go to Command I for media imports, and let's go for this natural lighting video here. So again, Command, while I'm highlighting the 3 files, and you see at the top, audio capture, Cam A, Cam B. So import those, then highlight those, and new multicam clip, making sure sound is the reference point. Go to create, then it's done the same thing as put the older original files in a tidy up folder, a bin there, and then I have my multicam clip here. Now I'll show you a quick tip in terms of when you're importing things to do multi-camera work with, a good way to just do it quickly as a batch job. So I'll go to each folder and just drag those in one at a time. And then if we order these by the clip name, you'll start seeing that the actual 2 videos and the relevant audio are put together. So we can do select multicam clip. Again, if that moves source clip files to original clips bin, we'll tidy up the ones that we've used so it keeps tabs on what we've already decided to create a multicam clip of. So I can just go through these. Multicam audio, multicam audio, multicam audio. And then work your way from the top to the bottom of your however many files you have in your pool, and then you're just slowly creating multicam files here for you to be able to basically just quickly drag and drop them as you need them as you edit in the future. Now I'm in a position where I've already connected all my multi-camera files together, so they're stored already here, and I can drag and drop those into the timeline. Now this immediately brings up something that I need to mention in terms of the navigation of the different source views. So we have a little menu here in terms of what it is we'll see in the source viewer. So if we're in multi-cam mode, we'll see the potential angles depending on how many files you've got. If it's just video and audio, there'll just be one that's video and one that's audio here. I have 2 because I've got 2 cameras, Cam A and Cam B. Now another thing that will help you in terms of viewing things in the source viewer here is my media pool is currently in a list view, which is great for dealing with large amounts of files quickly, being able to see just the names of them. But if I want to preview and see what they are, go into this thumbnail mode, will let me just scroll over them and see very quickly what the contents are of these different files. Now if I go back to my list view here, I can just go in and change these files quite easily. So let's say that this is the topic, it's a selfie video, so let's call it selfie 1, and then I could go through and just rename all of these. Now the bin process is going to be quite useful here, so I can go and create a bin with selected clips and then give that bin a name, selfie video. So this is just a good way of staying organized as you're working through what could be potentially a lot of video files as you're getting towards the editing stage. So let's go back to the view option in terms of the multicam view. We'll go through the last topic, which is the angle by default. So when we're editing, we'll look at how we switch the angles sort of dynamically through the playback, but we want to just make sure that things are displaying what we expect them to display. So we have the option of the angle for the video, which makes sense, but we also, the same terminology is used for the angle of the audio, which is basically choosing which of the 2 audio files we're going to listen to. So let's just do it in the video sense first. So if I go to here and I go to switch multicam angle, you can see from the preview, if I move it a little bit further into the timeline when both cameras have started creating content, it's angle 2 that's my Cam A. So I can go to here and I can do switch multi-camera angle to angle 2, and that's going to just by default throughout my whole timeline is going to be just set to that until I manually change that. Then we have the option of the audio source, which is down here. As mentioned, it is going to refer to it as an angle. One of those 2 angles is going to be either the video angle or the audio recording angle for the audio file. So you can see that because angle 1 has no actual visual counterpart to it, that I'm going to just control and click switch camera angle to camera 1, which it already is, which is my high quality audio. Okay, well that was take 1 then. And I could just kind of demonstrate that being wrong, and you may hear something that's a bit more spatial in terms of hearing the room a lot more. Me, when I want to put in some superimposed imagery. So that is how to import single video files when the audio is also embedded in the video. Then how we can use the multicam options to either import single videos and audio to go alongside it, or also multi-camera angle video sources and some audio to go alongside it. We've looked at how we can synchronize those files together. We've looked at a few of the viewing options as well, and then we've generally looked at how we can set our default angle before we begin editing.